Welcome everyone to episode 2. And last episode we made a couple policies on bringing down the budgetary deficit. And we're currently waiting on two other bills to pass. Um, One being on the 27th and the other on the 10th. So we're on the 16th, so we have a little ways to go. And last episode also we were trying to bring down our interest rate, and that also helps pay off the deficit. And we also started cutting. We also started cutting funds to different countries, especially the ones that don't like us. There's only going to be one that I invest in, and that's going to be Mexico because I want to build up a better relationship with that country. So Ethiopia, we're just going to cut that all together. Um, Egypt, they're neutral towards us, so I'm not going to do anything with that. And I'm going to increase funds to Ukraine so they can have more help fighting off the terrorists. And that's going to be it for now. So let's hit play. Of course, everyone's objecting to me cutting funds, but do what you have to do to try to balance your budget. And another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to privatize the auto industry. Let's see what the polls say for that. Everyone seems to like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass it. Okay. Okay, here's a meeting. We're going to negotiate.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us?
And we're going to drop this down by about 15.
Very well. We accept your offer.
Okay.
I hope you didn't make me come here to hear. You're not bad yourself. No thanks. My ulcer can't take it.
Okay, so our approval rating continues to go up. We're at 91%. Let's take a look at inflation. It's actually dropping, so that's pretty good. Our growth, however, is going down. And that's only because we're not really purchasing anything from other countries, especially goods that we need that's in demand.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well. We accept your offer.
Okay, that's huge because we owe China more than $1 trillion. I believe it's 1.6 trillion.
Very kind. You're not bad yourself. No thanks. My ulcer can't take.
Okay, so let's look at this. Yeah, might as well say 1.7 trillion. 1 1.698. That's pretty much 1.7. So whenever you do this, this should last for like a quarter. So we should be good up until April.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well. We accept your offer. Very kind. You're not bad yourself. Sure. Dark and strong, please.
Okay, so let's take a look at our budget. Alright, hasn't really kicked in yet, so
Your conservative management combined with growth prospects reflect a stability that gives us confidence in your solvency and in your leadership. We trust you. Your conservative management combined with growth prospects reflect a stability that gives us confidence in your solvency. Although your economy is among the healthiest, your solvency may not be safe from depreciation.
Of
So
course
we would
it's
like
China
to reiterate our confidence in you while recommending vigilance.
of course it's China
Let
that
me
criticizes. Alright, so because we're spying on China, everything that they come out with, we do as well, and I'm not going to patent it. I'm going to keep it for ourselves. Okay. Gold line for the takes Okay. And still not doing anything with the space program.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well. We accept your offer. Very kind. You're not bad. No thanks.
I'd like to congratulate you in person for your popularity. The way the country trusts you moves me, and I am happy to work with you now and undoubtedly for many years to come.
Okay. Okay, to encourage development of electric cars, I would suggest, Mr. President, progressively rising the tax on petroleum products. Just like tobacco, this will undoubtedly yield results in the long term, all while filling the state's coffers. Okay, I'm going to hold off on that. So they want me to raise the price on petroleum, but there's going to be a drivers union that's going to object So what I could do, let's see. Yeah, vehicle registration tax, that's non-existent. So I have to figure out something to attach to that to make it not seem so bad. So I'm going to hold off with that.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well. We accept your offer. Very kind. You're not bad yourself. No thanks.
Many people are left in the streets. It is absolutely necessary to do something.
Our infiltrated agent is on site. His first report confirms that his cell is operational and has carried out some preliminary tests as set out by the usual protocol with a view to launching his mission.
Okay.
I'd be
And
happy
Japan.
to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well. We accept your offer. I hope you didn't make me come here to hear. You're not bad yourself. Sure.
Okay, so that should be it for now. Oh, I forgot Luxembourg.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well. We accept your offer. There. You're not. No thanks.
Okay, so all of that negotiating should take effect probably in let's see. So by that Monday, it should probably take effect. And so let's see what else we can do. Going to invest in more education. So I'm gonna invest in that, and let's see how much for. Going to invest in that as well. Because again, I'm not going to do any real big contracts since it's still the first quarter.
The vote was held and the reform was adopted.
Okay.
And then, let's not forget that our runner has always publicly supported your policies, and that's good for your image.
Our infiltrated agent is on site. His first report confirms that his cell is operational and has carried out some preliminary tests as set out by the usual protocol with a view to launching his mission. This country will soon be the destination for our secret agents.
Okay.
Well, this type of event is absolutely essential for our citizens. Since the dawn of humanity, people have had the need to ease the burdens of everyday life and to be entertained. We should have only art and culture in our city's center because they serve this goal. It's what makes this city so rich and vibrant.
There's nothing to say. The event was broadcast on the TV channels of the entire world. The biggest international stars were at the event. The public was captivated. For 15 days, we were the center of the world.
Okay. All right, so take a look at the workforce. All right, so unemployment's continuing to go down. So since that's continuing to go down, don't need as much for employment agency and unemployment payments. So we're going to invest in seniors. And child labor. And discrimination. So that should give us a nice boost.
Your conservative management combined with growth prospects reflect a
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Okay.
The sale of our shares in this sector is a good thing for public finance. On the one hand, it will let us bring in substantial funds right away. And on the other hand, it lets us cut off a rotten branch that has caused additional losses in the state's budget every year.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center. According to my calculations, the informational gain, in geopolitical terms, could be close to 2.73 on Sachs graphic. Our agent also allows us to anticipate and therefore counterattack their terrorist projects. You can decide to dismantle this organization, but the more an agent remains infiltrated, the more information can be obtained, and the more effective a future dismantling could be. Do you wish to carry out the dismantling attempt now?
Alright, we're going to keep him infiltrated, and it looks like our economic policies are starting to pay off, because the deficit is now down to 2.88%. I believe it was just at 325 or 326. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so it's now down to 593.
Our great director won the prize for Best Foreign Film.
Okay, so let me take a look at what else I can do to see what else I can do to help bring down the deficit. Oh, I almost forgot. Cybersecurity. Let's see. That's gonna cost four and a half billion. It's gonna take 1 month to do. We're gonna go ahead and do that. And create citizen awareness. So we're
Our
spending
best
money.
coders are working around the clock. They will be working closely with manufacturers and national operators. I will get back to you when the networks are undergoing beta testing.
Okay.
Our task force has coordinated with the PR firm to prepare for the campaign. It will start in 2 weeks. You have taken good initiative. It is indeed appropriate to anticipate and make our citizens ready to face the never-ending threat of cybercrime.
Alright. So right now I want to invest in Mexico so we can build our relations back up with them. So if 69 million that they're getting, we're going to give them $170 million for now. And let's see, with taxation, so we could get 11 billion out of that. Okay. And it's about 50 billion for that. All right. I have to invest in infrastructure. All right. So this is going to cost us 4 billion. But I'm going to hold off with that. There's something else that I
The
want
vote
to
was
take
held and the reform was adopted.
Okay, our crime bill passed.
You know full well that in our services, the empathy curve usually stays close to zero. However, I have placed my agents under surveillance, and I can assure you that after what you've done for them, you're in the good books of 98.7% of the staff. I would still be careful, though, to ensure this emotional disruption doesn't get out of hand. In the field, an emotional agent is a dead agent.
Because I implemented more automatic radars, they're objecting to it.
Your politics are on the right track. At last, the fatherland is ahead who tackles the problems head on. And this is good for the troops' morale. Launch the attack. Hold close your positions. The army is with you.
The demonstrators intend to send a powerful signal of their opposition to the government. Up until now, we have no serious incidents to report. The processions and their usual batch of caricature banners and ridiculous refrains continue their route led by leaders of the movement, themselves supported by a few intellectuals and committed artists.
Alright, National Club for Drivers' Rights. Alright, so that's not an association. I believe it's a union. I don't see that on here. Oh well.
It's awful. No, it's not a suicide. There's no doubt about that. But a terrible assassination. Yes, the journalists are already there.
Okay. So let's see, financial transactions. It's going to give me about 50 billion. Let's see. Okay. I want to wait with that. Want to produce more oil. Okay. 1110, that's going to cost 4 million. So I think I'm going to do about 10 of these. Average. It's very good. As we want to produce more oil to keep up with our demand, and that should also help with growth. And it should cut down with importing oil. So 3 more. Of course, environmentalists aren't going to like this at all. So in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York, we built more shale oil wells, and we'll see how much that brings us. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't say how much each one is, so we'll see how much more that brings us, and I'm going to continue to build more of those. And that should save me money and time. So let me try to counter whatever is going to come up. For chemical pollution, we're going to invest 1.3 billion. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. And another thing is the military. We have 4,835 tanks that's Generation 1 or Level 1, which in this game is pretty much obsolete. So we're going to dismantle 835 of them for now. And want to increase our commandos. So I want to get commandos up to about 10,000 or 20,000. And want to help our industry. So we're going to subsidize 100 million into electric cars. Let's see what they need. Fuel cell batteries, electric steel, plastic. Okay, so let's take a look at these. I'm going to invest 20 million into that. Electronic components. Invest 50. And materials. I'm going to invest 50 into that. Let's see, how much copper are we producing? Copper, I'm going to invest 150 million in that. And steel, and just invest 100. And let's see. So, service. So I'm going to privatize the post office, postal service, and people like it. So let's see what else. So I'm going to try to take over the banks. Because there's a benefit to a country printing their own money. With privatized banks, you don't really have that much control to a certain degree. So if I do that as a reform, that should pass. So let's hold off. So I don't think that took. I'm not sure if this is a bug or not. Okay. And with the bank. This has to be a bug. It's not taking it the first time. Okay, very few people like that. Lotteries and bets. Let's see how much I can get for that. Nah. So, I'm just going to leave it at that.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center. According to my calculations, the informational gain, in geopolitical terms, could be close to 2.73 on Sachs graphic. Our agent also allows us to anticipate and therefore counterattack their terrorist projects. You can decide to dismantle this organization, But the more an agent remains infiltrated, the more information can be obtained, and the more effective.
Okay, we're gonna wait with them.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center.
And I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, Portugal wants to meet with us.
In a statement sent to the press, the terrorist organization has claimed responsibility for the operation. We have collected intelligence from various departments. The organizer of this operation has been identified. He has disappeared into thin air, perhaps already left the country. He had been flagged by our department, a negative news that will no doubt be in the press.
Okay, we missed out on that. Let's take a look. Wow. Alright, so we have to place everybody under surveillance. And let's see, I want to hire more. So 44 million, that should be good.
Incredible!
Alright, so we can see crime is going down. Unfortunately, drug addiction is going up. Let's see. I'm gonna invest in that. Wow, our debt went up. And that should come down, and let's see.
Our great director won the prize.
Our agent's assessment is that there is a definite risk of him being spotted.
Okay.
Do you want to...
So, I'm going to set up a meeting with Ukraine. And India. Okay, he wants to meet me again. So I'm just going to purchase food to get our farming situation under control. I want to do, yeah, let's do Brazil as well. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of infrastructure too. So that's $431 million.
Scientific rigor has proved its superiority over doctrinal barbarity. A simulation program based on Merring's models, the application of transactional analysis to ambush situations, a pyrotechnical approach to interpersonal dynamics in combat situations. As you can see, nothing is left to chance, which is why this operation was successful in eradicating the terrorist organization. And the cherry on the cake, we have the leader. Ahem.
Good morning! I didn't come empty-handed. In fact, I wanted you to see in order to submit to you this economic contract which, as you will see, is profitable for both our countries.
Okay, beer. At 218. Just try to negotiate that down. All right.
Sure.
And that's it. So let's see what kind of, if that was a good contract or not. Okay, didn't show up yet.
Well done. You have just signed your first contract. A note from my department will allow a rapid expert appraisal on this contract. It is attached to the contract.
Alright, so that was a good contract. It's a low price, but it exceeds our needs. So let me see. See what beer is. I'll leave it for now.
It's true that the blow cannot really be described as fatal. 2 arrests.
And that's going to be it for this episode. Okay, happiness increases. Yeah, that's going to be it for episode 2. And episode 3, I'll continue to try to bring down the budgetary deficit. And I will see you soon.